What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. So the currency pairs did a nice move last night. If y'all watched the Sunday chart analysis, you could have caught these setups. They started playing at around 10, between 10 and midnight. We got the Sunday chart analysis at 9:13. So literally an hour to 2 hours later, GJ and GU ended up doing what we was looking for. We'll break that down a little bit more as more people hop up in here. But again, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis after this live if you have not already. But we got a couple sites we're looking at. We're looking at US30 right now. GJ and GU, we already did a nice move. So we're just going to either wait for them to retrace or break above our next levels. But I'm looking at US30 right here. It's doing a nice retest. We're about to see if we can respect and hold 44,300 as support. If so, we can look for buys go back up to these highs here, 44,470. Make sure I like the lives. Y'all hop up in here, y'all, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure to have y'all's noties on to be on the lookout for that. If you're not caught up to the videos we've been dropping this month, make sure to check those out after the live. All playlists are up to date. Gold ended up doing a big retracement. Alert right here. I'm not going to be going for sales yet on it. New 15 about to pop up, but we don't have any news today. So we're simply just waiting for volume and the confirmations to be met. Let me make sure we're sounding good on my end. Yes. Cool. All right, so US30 rejected that level. So we're simply just not going to take the setup. I was looking to see if we're going to see some action on these on US30 on the London session. Again, London session did just start, and it is Monday, so we're not going to rush any setups there. But again, GU and GJ ended up doing a nice move last night. So we're going to see a price going to keep on pushing. We're going to see a nice little retracement, and we can re-enter off those positions. Again, as far as the day is concerned, they haven't done too big of a move yet, as we can see right here. So we're going to see if we can continue to catch this wave right here. So we're going to see who's going to retrace for us. And we're going to see if US30 can hold that level as support right here. So again, we got a few sets we're still looking at. We're just waiting to see what price is going to do. Gold ended up failing to hold this level as support and rejecting. We're going to see if gold is going to reattempt to push back up. If it doesn't reattempt to push back above 33.60 and hold that support, I'm just going to let it retrace for the day. I'm not even going to try to ride that wave down. But yeah, we got our alert, so we're not going to miss anything. And we're just going to watch US30 right now because, again, GJ and GU are a little too far for entry. So we're going to wait for them to retrace back to where they were last night or break back above these levels and hold them as support. All right, so we're going to look for price to retrace. We're going to push back above. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But y'all already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. We got a new 5 minute about to pop up. We got to see if we can push back above this level. Again, we're also paying attention to GJ and GU. They did a nice move last night, but as we see, we're not going to just chase that trade. We're going to wait for price to retrace or come back above. Same thing with gold. Gold ended up failing to hold this low as support. Did a nice bounce off of it. But again, that's why we wait for retest. We can see off the retest, price failed to hold that low as support. So we're just going to let gold do its thing. So right now, we're just watching US30. But we have not entered anything yet. These are just trade ideas. Make sure to hit that first link in the description on the free signal from Telegram. Y'all see on your screen how we did last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. So again, with US30, NASDAQ XBX already breaking and making new all-time highs again. US30 is the only one that has not done that. And again, depending on what price does here, we're going to see the uptrend come back into play. If we can break above this level and hold that support, or if it rejects this level and breaks below 44,000, we might see the downtrend come into play. So right now, it's just a little bit of a patience game and waiting game. I am looking for buys right now because we are right back at this level. But again, we're waiting to see what the hold the low as support right here. So let's see what this next 15 looks like. So US30 is rejecting. Let's see if GJ can retest this level right here. Again, last month, this is where we was looking for buys at. All last month, price struggled to not only maintain its level of support, but make a new higher high, as we can see. Then we had a reversal 2 weeks ago. Not yesterday, last week, price reversed right back. And we saw Friday, price rejected it. Well, 2 weeks ago, Friday, price rejected the level to start off the month. And last week, price corrected itself, canceled out that big drop price did on Friday 2 weeks ago. And now we're right back in the bullish momentum. So again, we're going to be looking for a retracement here. See if we can ride this wave back to the upside. Yeah, so we're just going to put it right here. Again, that's why you don't FOMO in and chase price. Because imagine we would have opened our charts, saw price, our London session did this big move, and would have again FOMOed in or try to chase the momentum. Would have took a unnecessary loss for no reason, right? So again, don't chase price. Price always retraces. And if it does the move, you missed the initial move and it doesn't retrace, just wait for the next entry. That's all you got to do. Again, the goal isn't to catch every pip or every candlestick. The goal is to go for high probability, high quality setups. That's the ultimate goal. All right, again, you're not making money or losing money until you enter a trade. So yeah, I like this US30 setup, but it's still kind of chilling right here. So we're just gonna let that do its thing right now. We'll just watch it between now and like 6 a.m. But if we don't see action between then, just gonna hop on the charts in the work session. Again, last week was a little bit of a choppier week. One of the choppier weeks in July. Well, besides GJ being chop suey. Again, we caught nice higher highs on gold last week. But then we see here, price failed to hold this low as support again and rejected it. So now we're back in reversal territory. So we're just gonna let gold do its thing right there. I talked about all the details in the Sunday chart analysis. So make sure to check that out after the live's over. But I'm not really going to mess with it unless it breaks back above that level as of right now. So I'm mainly going to be paying attention to GJ and the US30 maybe because it's act together. But I'm mainly paying attention to GJ right now. GU is also valid. But I kind of like GJ better. Again, it's going to need a little bit of volume to break through that level. Both GJ and GU. We got some levels of traffic to the left and consolidation, as you can see right here. And then we also see the same thing right here. Right, so it's going to need a little bit of volume to break through that level. So we're just going to let it keep retracing. New 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. We're looking at your charts. Drop them in the chat. But again, we're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. want to see it retrace a little more. It's retrace nice. I want to see what's going to test this level. I like where it's at. I want to see if it's going to hold this level right here. Let's see the retracing now. There we go. All right, so let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds. So again, this is why we don't just jump into charts. Because again, we would have just jumped up here, it took unnecessary loss, and we would have been right back where we would have wanted to look for entry at anyway. So we're going to see if we can hold this level. Again, did a nice move last night. GUs were tracing as well. US30 rejected that level, so we're just going to let US30 do its thing. And then we see gold reversing as well. So again, gold's already did a big move for the day, and we're literally just 38 minutes into London session. So again, when we look on the daily time frame, and we look at most of the average daily candlesticks, we've already done a move for like a daily candlestick move, right? So we're either going to see a normally large and big ass rejection take place today, or going into New York session, we might see price retrace back and try to push back above this level. But again, for right now, we're just gonna let gold do its thing, right? Because the important part of trading, and the most important part is not really entering trades, is really observing and watching from a distance, right? So GJ ended up pushing down. So we're going to see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. Again, like we just talked about, we're going to need some volume to break through this. And I can see that happening this week, but again, it also did a big retracement all last week as well. Besides Monday, we see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Price did nothing but reverse back up to the upside. So I might try to retest some of these levels down here. But as long as we are above 197.45, I'm going to be looking for buys on GJ. But I don't want to see it retrace that far. But if it does, we'll deal with it when we deal with it. But I would like to see it hold this level here. But obviously, as we can see for the past 30 going on 45 minutes, it's been retracing. So we're just going to let price do its thing. Still holding. Kind of same situation with GU. Oops. Again, there's no news today, so we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. All right, so let's see. We're going to push back up here. Let's see if GJ is going to do that for us. That's a big rejection right there. Yeah, we got all the charts retracing right now. All right, new 15 just popped up. Yeah, we're just sitting back right now, y'all. I know this is boring to some of y'all, but this is the reality of trading, man. It's not always just open the chart and you just jump into trades, especially on Mondays and Tuesdays. Again, when it comes to trading, you got two options. Either be impatient, just take a bunch of trades. Next thing you know, you took 5, 10 trades in one day and blew your account, or just patiently wait for that A plus setup you're looking for. Right? It's literally that simple. You just either take a bunch of trades or you just patiently wait for the setups you want. Still watching GJ. Depending on how it reacts here, I might look for a buy, but like I said, I'd much rather have price hold this low as support, go for buys here. But again, we're just watching price letting it do its thing. US30 rejected this level, so I'm not really going to pay attention to US30 unless it breaks back above. So yeah, right now I'm just going to be paying attention to GJ and GU to see what's going to hold and see if GU is going to retrace. Again, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis after this live is over. And shout out to the members. Again, it was a choppy week. Not a lot of home runs, but we still made some money last week, which is the ultimate goal. Yeah, so I'm going to see what this 4 o'clock hour looks like for us. We should be having a new 4-hour pop up as well. No, we still got another hour before that. Again, a lot of stuff happened last week. GJ and GU literally canceled out the drops they did last week. Again, it was catching sales for the majority of July last month. Then we broke through this. We broke through this level of traffic here. We failed to hold that level as resistance. Again, if y'all was here, I was talking about how we needed to hold that level as resistance for the downtrend to continue. We failed to do so, just like last time. And then just like last time, what happened? We reversed back to the upside, right? So now this resistance low is being attempted to be held as support right now. But at the same time, it did reverse for like 5 days straight. So a retracement is also due. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens today and tomorrow. But we are looking for buys on these. Kind of similar situation with GJ, right? Again, 2 weeks ago on Friday, with all the news that happened on stuff, that thing freaking ripped and tanked to the downside. But prior to that, July for an entire month was struggling to hold 98.50 as support. So then we broke through this level, just like right here. We felt hope for resistance, reversed back up. Same thing happened here, just like with GU, right? So again, it did shoot up for 4 days straight. Retracements do, so it is retracing right now. So we are still looking for buys as long as it doesn't break back below 197.45. But like I was talking about beforehand, we're going to need some volume to break through this level here because again, all last month price struggle time and time again to. But yeah, literally all these charts are just retracing right now. So we're just gonna let them do their thing. Yeah, literally everything's retracing. And then US30 is kind of in a tight spot. Similar situation, right? These are all-time highs. Price either consolidating just like GJ, failed to break the all-time highs. As you can see, caused reversal. Price failed to turn this low into resistance and continue to downtrend. As you can see here, held it as support, reversed back up. So now we're kind of stuck in this box right here, struggling to break above this level, hold it as support, and break below this level, hold it as resistance. So again, we're kind of in the patience game right now, kind of like what we was doing with gold a month or two ago, where we were just waiting to see if it was going to make a higher high or a lower low. This kind of similar situation we see with US30, but again, we look at all these four charts we have up, they're all retracing right now. So we're just gonna let them retrace, right? Because retracements aren't bad, right? Because after retracement usually comes what? The next move, right? So just gonna let price do its thing right now. Let's see what the next hour looks like as well. But again, there's no reason or rush to jump into setups.
All right, new hour just popped up. So yeah, GJ ended up rejecting the level. We're going to look for either the push back up, or we can look for possible buys here at 198. We can hold that as support. So just going to let the price do this thing right there. US30 still also kind of teasing at this level here. Still going to be on the charts, like I always talk about. We don't see action between now and 6 a.m. It's most likely going to be chilling and waiting until 8 a.m. and then 9:30 New York open. So we're still going to be on the charts looking for something. They did a nice move last night, but as you can see, price has literally been retracing since London session started. Well, this started at 2 a.m. GJ retraced as soon as London session started. All right, and then of course, London session, US30 failed to hold on lower support. It's been retracing. If we look at gold, London, well, this was 2 a.m. as well. So again, everything's just retracing, so we're just gonna let them do that thing. Again, y'all got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. At the beginning of New York session, make sure you have y'all's noties on. Make sure to catch up to the other videos I dropped last week and really this month and last month. Make sure to leave likes and comments. It helps the algorithm out more than y'all know. Again, YouTube be changing the algorithm a lot. But what's interesting, they do let people that make YouTube videos know on the back end like how they change the algorithm and stuff. But liking and commenting does help y'all. But also, I'm gonna start doing some polls to kind of see what kind of videos y'all want to see as well, kind of like what I used to back in the day. But I do got some videos lined up, so I'll probably do some poll either in the middle of this week or this weekend to see what kind of videos I want to see. Besides, the weekly trade breakdowns and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're gonna see what these charts do. Again, make sure to have y'all's noties on, and also make sure to check out the Sunday chart analysis, y'all. Again, there is no news today, so we're simply just waiting for volume and the confirmations to be met. And again, you just got to be patient, y'all. Just got to be patient, right? If y'all been watching me for a while, y'all see every day is different, right? And like I've been showing a lot of times, like I can show it right now. We're going to the advanced play signal room. By the way, make sure I'm gonna post it again later on today, but make sure you use the discount code, y'all, before y'all join. But again, we just go to the advanced play signal room and we look at all the trades we took. We're not going to see you enter trades at the exact same time every day,
You get what I'm saying? So these are old trades. Nobody take these setups, okay? These are old trades. Nobody take these setups. I'm just doing this to show y'all and to make a point. All right. I'm just gonna pull it up really quick. Right. So again, we see this was August 6th. We took a trade at 9:56 a.m. We go up. We see that we took this trade at 3:17 a.m. the day before that. So this day we took a trade 17 minutes into London session. The day after that, we didn't take a setup at all London session. It wasn't until going 30 minutes into New York Open, right? We scroll up. We go to August 4th. We took this trade, almost 2 hours into London session, right? We go to the day before that. We took a trade again, an hour and a half into London session. All right, we go to the day before that. We took a trade 3 minutes into London session. Right, so every day is different. Every day is different. It's not. That's what I always say. Trading, you cannot treat it like a 9 to 5. You got to treat it with the business and employer mindset, not an employee mindset. Right. Again, 4:30 a.m. You're never going to see we enter the trade at the same time every single day. 7:09 a.m., 4:02 a.m. Right, 10:07 a.m. So again, sometimes you are going to have to wait till New York session for setups to play out. Right, 3:08 a.m. So again, you see these are all different times. So that's why when y'all be messaging me like, what time do you usually call trades, or how many pips, or what's this or that, it's always situational and different, because that's literally how it is, right? If anybody's telling you, oh, I call a trade every day at this time, and we catch every trade is this many pips or this many points, they're full of shit, because again, every day is different. You look for the same stuff every day, but the conditions and the setups are different, the trends, the volume, everything's different. So again, you see there is no 2 or 3 days in a row where we enter the trade at the same time to the T, right? Every day is different. Every day is different. So again, you just gotta stick to your game plan. Again, every day is different. You just gotta stick to your game plan, trust your analysis, wait for your confirmations. Your confirmations are your confirmations for a reason. Stick to your rules. Your rules are your rules for a reason. And again, there's nothing wrong with not taking a setup, especially if your setup is not there. That's the whole point of having a setup to look for. It's the whole point of having rules and confirmations, is not to break them, it's to stick to them. Right? And this took me way longer to accept and learn than it should have, right? But that's why I stress all this stuff out and repeat all this stuff, because this is stuff that I had to slowly drill into my head to get me on my way to being profitable. All right, so we got GJ pushing back up. We're going to see what happens going into this next 15. GU's pushing as well. Again, we're not going to chase the setup. So if it doesn't retest 34.45 and hold that support, we're going to look to see if it can break above 34.85 and hold that as support. And we can look for buys there. Again, GJ, if we can hold 198.50 as support, we're going to look for buys going to 199.10. So that's what we're going to look at that big push up. Let's see if we can hold that level. US30 is kind of doing a similar thing right here as well. If we can hold 44.300 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going up to the highs here at 44.470. So again, we got a few setups we're looking at for our confirmations. But I do like this push up. So we're going to see if we can break above this level and close before this next 15. If 5 pops up, and if so, the game plan is still the same. And those that wasn't here when this hit this level, again, this is why I like to wait for retest, because imagine we would have just took the trade just because price touched this level. It's not guaranteed to do a bounce like this, right? It's not guaranteed to do that. So again, we would have took an unnecessary loss for no reason, just due to impatience. This is why I'm always saying we're chilling, patiently waiting. That's why I'm always saying, let's see what this next 15, what this next 5 minute looks like. Because again, just patiently waiting an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes is going to save you all some money. We just saw a perfect example just now. We see examples all the time. Same thing here. Imagine would a fumble to enter this trade or got excited to enter this trade as soon as 3 a.m. started, instead of waiting to see if it could hold. Would have took an unnecessary loss, just like right here. If we didn't wait for the retest, would have took another unnecessary loss. All right. So let's see if we can push back up and hold this level right here. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. Appreciate those that like the live, y'all. Yeah, so US30 is doing a similar move right now as well. Still waiting. Still waiting to see if we can hold that level. Got our alerts. We're not going to miss anything. Got a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. But yeah, we're just watching these two right now. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. Looks like gold's trying to push his way back up as well. Again, I'm not against going for buys here. If we can break back above and hold 33.68 as support. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. GJ still teasing us right now, but again, we're still going to wait until we get the green light with our confirmations. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. We might have some action in a little bit. All right, y'all. Looks like we're gonna have some action. Like this right here. US30 looks like it's about to do the same thing as well. So again, if US30 can hold 44,290, 44,300 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 44,460. And then with GJ, if we can hold 198.50 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 199.05. I like these two setups right here. Just looking to see if we can hold this low as support. What's going on, Chris? You say US30 look cleaner. I mean, they both got lows of traffic to the left of them, right? And I'm looking at both. And I trade both Forex. I have a Forex account and I also have indices account that I trade on. I am looking to take both setups, but they're both kind of facing the same thing. Now I do agree as far as market structure US30, current market structure does look a little cleaner because we can see a higher high get made right here. But as far as market structure to the left, they're kind of dealing with the same thing, right? We got this over traffic to the left that we failed to hold that support. Look at US30, we have this over traffic to the left. We failed to hold that support. We had a reversal. We had a correction, just like with GJ, we had a reversal and a correction. So it's similar, but I do see what you're saying. And I am looking at both. I am looking at both. I am looking to take both. But I also have members that only trade Forex, and I have members that only trade futures. So that's why I also look at both. I also trade both as well. But I try to call out more trades, but again, this past couple of months, it's been rare that indices and Forex pairs be moving or doing the moves I want on the same days. But if I do see subs doing the same thing on the same days, I do break them down and call them out for members and students. But I do see what you're talking about for sure. You know, like I said, not everybody trades Forex. I have members I just trade futures as well. And then if you're in America, it's a little bit harder to trade Forex accounts unless you have a power firm or a VPN, an unregulated broker, and things like that. The 5 minute just popped up. Just looking to see if we can hold this level right here. Yeah, that's a nice push right there. US30 is still kind of teasing this. It might try to wake up these next couple hours. Like I said, when it comes to US30 and gold, we don't see any action between like now and 6 p.m. We usually see volume pick up around 8, 9:30. And if y'all want to know, and I talk about this in this video as well, so let me go ahead and drop this in the chat. I dropped this video like a couple weeks ago. Let me drop this in the chat. Give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so make sure to watch that video because I go over not just Forex pairs, I go over indices as well. And I go over times and all that good stuff. So I like this right here. So again, if we go hold 198.50 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 199.10. I like this setup right here. Still got a little bit of work to do breaking through these levels. Again, we failed to break those highs from Friday, yesterday. Well, not yesterday, at the beginning of London session. But I do like that setup right there. As far as gold to US30, I'm going to just let them do their thing until maybe New York session, GU. Again, they didn't retrace far enough for us to go for entry. So we're either going to look for price to retrace and retest 34.45, or if we can break above and hold 34.85 as support, we can look for continued buys going to 35.25. All right, y'all. Again, I got a new video dropping for you at the beginning of New York session. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Got some new posts lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you're not already. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram playmaker_wait, TikTok _playmaker_wait_. Going to be going live later on today during New York session as well on TikTok. I will let y'all know when we go live, but just to give y'all a heads up, it's going to be around like 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'm going to go live. I got a couple more sessions. Got to go do. And after that, we're going to go continue the teaching to the public. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been alive since y'all joined. Again, make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join the Telegram. Make sure to take advantage of the sale. The sale is still going on for the summer. Use discount code It's My Time for 20% off. Also, if you have not gotten your copy already of the playbook, I don't know what y'all doing. It's the best investing and trading book in the game. All right, click the link in the description. Get this as well. Works on stocks, forex, futures, options, and crypto. This book will teach you exactly the rules of price, to know the difference between the retracement and resets, the trend continuation, and to never be confused on what's happening on the charts. Again, this is going to help y'all with y'all's trading strategies, taking setups, and most importantly, figuring out the direction, the ultimate trend we're in, so you can avoid most of the fake outs and liquidity sweeps that be taking place due to not understanding those things. All right. So again, it is Monday. We have no news, so we're just simply waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. We do got some news tomorrow and throughout the week, though. Again, I talked about all this during the Sunday chart analysis. So make sure to watch that after this live is over. And yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, Monday session 3 p.m. EST.